Contrary to popular belief, the manosphere is one of the most diverse communities on social media. There is men going their own way, also known as MGTOW. There are the passport bros, which I'll get to in a minute. You also have the subcultures of the manosphere, such as the Black manosphere, which focuses on the ideas and things surrounding African American men. But one of the most polarizing communities in the manosphere, I believe, is the dating coach community. Now, obviously, you have people like Coach Corey Wayne. There's Alpha Male Strategies, Steph is Cold, people like that. But for this discussion, I'm going to be dealing with one content creator, Mr. Lucario. Now, Mr. Lucario is a dating coach out of New York City, and he has pretty decent content. And Mr. Lucario is one of the people that talks about having game. Now, having game is something that, especially in the Black community and even in the white dating coach community, people talk about are pretty much defined as the ability to use your charisma and your charm to subdue women, right? Your ability to be able to make something happen out of nothing and to get a woman to pay attention to you. And of course, these guys do this in the dating coach community online, usually with their own promotional videos, but then there's also a fee. And some of the fees come in forms of consultations, course selling, things like that, and memorabilia. In other words, for a certain amount of money, they will teach you how to pick up women. The issue is that these women are in America under the Matrix. Now, after, the dating coach guys really came out, again, one of the aforementioned groups I talked about was the passport bros. And once the passport bros came out, they were saying something different. They were saying that, there is no need for dating coaches. Now, that sparked a war between dating coaches and the passport bro communities. And even though some of the dating coaches don't agree with each other, it sparked the conversation when you saw something of Mr. Lucario taking somewhat of a dig at passport bros by releasing this particular clip.
The only reason a man is begging for a relationship is because he ain't got no. You understand what I'm saying? So essentially, when you're telling a woman, hey, I want you to be my girl, whatever, you're communicating to her that you ain't got no women, that you're thirsty for a relationship, and then therefore you are automatically unattractive. It's just like who trick. If you're able to get, you don't need to pay for the. You understand? See, if people are giving out free bottles of water, you just take the water. But when you go into a convenience store, you pay for the water. Why? Because the water ain't free. But when the water's free, you just take it. You understand? But when the water ain't free, you got to pay. So the same thing with tricks. Ain't free for them. They got to pay. You understand? All these passport bros and all that other shit, them niggas got to pay because they can't get for free.
Now, that's the clip that I want to use for today, at least the ending of that. And now I want to go to another YouTuber who is called Ronin the Wandering Traveler. And he has a video called, I think pretty much that passport bros don't need dating coaches. Something to that effect, right? And I want to go ahead and play that from Ronin the Wandering Traveler. And let's see what he has to say.
It's the one and only Ronin the Traveler. And I wanted to talk today about, me and a guy was on the plane. I'm just coming back from Santo Domingo. I had a wonderful time again. I've been there now for a few weeks, and I had to come back to close on a real estate deal. And as soon as I close, I'm going right back over there. But me and the guy on the plane was talking about this whole passport bros versus dating coaches. Let me save you some money, young guy. any young guy that's listening to dating coach, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. You don't need a dating coach. All you really need is this. This is the power, like He-Man's sword. You have the power. All you need to do is get your passport. The whole gang thing and all that is a way to get your resources, and you could be putting your resources to better use. These bitter women over here who don't appreciate you, you need to get that passport and travel to anywhere you want to go. The world is yours. You're in the top 1% of the world. We live in a global economy. Everything's global. So why should you date on the plantation where you can go out? And that's the problem. People didn't have a problem till we started weighing our options. And I remember the first guy I saw was Charles Tyler. And he was going to Brazil. Then I watched The Frustrated. And it took me years to actually get off the plantation, but I finally got off there. So I'm telling you, start now, work on things you need to work on, and I'll save you some more money with the dating coach. Look, here's the key to even dating women in the United States. I've dated plenty of them, and some of them ain't worth anything, some of them are, but it's harder to find because of the feminist movement. And look, shout out to them. I don't have any problem with women wanting what they want. But don't stop me from wanting what I want. But here's the things you need to do. Number one, don't be needy. Do not be needy at all. Number two, work on your own things. Have your own life going, your own friends. Because if you're too attached, here's where the problem comes to that. Number three, work on some kind of business. Get you a business done. I flip houses. That's what I do. That's how I'm able to travel most of the year. Like this project I'm doing right now, I bought a house for $60,000. Needed a little work. I was able to get the house fixed back up, put it on the market for $130,000, and it's about to close, I think Monday or Tuesday. And that was a fast turnaround. So there's money out here. That's what you focus on. Don't focus on women. Now, I just saved you a lot of money. So that's why dating coaches are against the whole passport thing, because when you have that passport, you can see all the options that you really have. Like, why be stuck one place where nobody appreciates you? Especially being a black man. Everybody hates on us trying to do anything. We are supposed to be the garbage cans of America. You're not supposed to be happy. Nobody wants you to be happy. And you notice, men weren't calling men lame and all that for having passports too. The women had a problem. You know, these guys are always the gatekeeper, and that's what's wrong with the black man.
So let me kind of talk about this in some detail. I don't necessarily consider myself a passport bro, although I do live overseas and I have lived overseas for a long time. But I am an American, right? And I see both sides of what these guys are saying. Yeah, if you don't have any sort of game, you could be manipulated, and women do like men that can pretty much talk for themselves and have some charisma, and that are not desperate. But do you really need game overseas? I think that most guys have something to offer as far as talking to women. If you come from the States, it's not like all these guys can't talk. But I think if you had the most extreme game in America, what would that get you if you were just like the average guy or above average guy with average looks? Well, here's what I think what would have to occur. I think that the average guy or above average guy in America would have to, if he was looking to talk to some good looking women, you would have to talk to a lot of different women every day. That's just me personally, right? So let's say, for example, I'm trying to get some fine females, some good looking females. If she's a decent looking woman, I'm competing with a bunch of different guys for her. So we already know what the inequality is on Tinder, right? Like most guys on Tinder can't even get a match in most metropolitan cities. So then that would lead you to, going out, trying to talk to different chicks a lot. And, and that could be unfavorable. You would spend some time trying to, build up your catalog and things like that. Then after getting those phone numbers, you would have to try to set up dates. Then after trying to set up dates, You might, like I said, certain women wouldn't be interested and all that. So it would take you a large sample size to be just getting a lot of women and then trying to close the deals. And that might be hard anywhere in the world, but in America, we know how it is. It could be a little difficult. You can still do it, but it's a lot more effort, right? And I think what guys are looking at in the passport bro community is value for money or for time. If you go to the DR for women that are attractive, I think what most guys would be seeing is, look, these women are more attractive, more fit, or more feminine, and the likelihood of them being more receptive to me is a lot. And one of the things that most guys would lack is maybe a confidence in approaching ladies. But I think like overseas, you would get a lot more yeses, or even if you got shot down, it wouldn't be so bad. That would give you more confidence to want to talk to women more often. And I think that's what a lot of brothers are missing out on, is they're not going to be having, their feelings hurt or anything like that, which I think is a lot different from, what some of these guys are talking about here. And I think that's where the rubber meets the road. Do I actually have an opportunity to go out and date these ladies, and how much is it going to cost me as far as money or time? In America, it's going to take you a lot of time to go out and talk to ladies, be on Tinder and talk to ladies. And there's no real, guarantee. Overseas, if you're in a place like, let's say, Dominican Republic, or if you're somewhere in English speaking Africa, you're going to be able to talk to hot chicks, and then, it's going to be quicker. It's going to be cheaper. And most likely the ladies are probably going to be looking better than what you can get in the States. That's why passport bros don't need dating coaches. And also, American women are a little bit more impressed with charisma, and women are everywhere, but less impressed with charisma overseas, right? You don't have to be maybe as tall, or maybe as rich, or have a nice car and things like that. So I actually agree with Ronan the Traveler. Even though I do believe you do need some game, I do believe that, hey, you would have a better quality of life and have things a little easier if you were, on average, talking to women outside of America. That's been my experience since I've been living here in comparison to living back home. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.